what I'm going with. You know what I'm saying? Like just as far as bars, you want to just hear like some crazy. Damn, I wouldn't have never thought of putting that together. That's you go with that RJ Payne, Conway Machine. You know what I'm saying lane, but when you want to hear like some thought, some I don't want to say thought provoking, but just something that's a little bit more thoughtful. Like it sounded like it was like the bars were constructed to tell a story or to paint a picture, and that's where Benny fall in.
Yeah, but it hits too. When Benny does it, it hits.
It depends on the beat for me, because like Benny, like when Benny worked with Hit Boy, that album was nuts because
Oof.
Hit Boy brought something out of Benny that
Man, that song with Dom Kennedy.
Shit, that joint he did with Wayne and Big Sean.
That
Wayne
was
whole
crazy.
shit crazy.
Wayne went retarded. That nigga went nuts. And then Benny, I mean, he carried his weight. All three of them actually went crazy on that, but Sean kind of did what Big Sean do. You know what I mean? But yeah. But like
Yeah, I like Benny, man. I can't listen to it a lot, but when I do take the time out to listen to Benny, it's it's that storytelling with the street shit and that lyricism that he'll hit you with like these hard lines every other bar or something. I fuck with that. I just can't listen to it all day though.
Yeah, he'll put a punchline in there. Like he'll set it up. All his bars be setups for the punchline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like he be taking you through the story, and then all of a sudden he'll be like, boom, there you go, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's why I wish him and Gibbs didn't fall out, because they was actually a good pair. I think that them collabing the best shit that I heard in a while as far as that street shit go. You know
Well, hopefully they figure that out, because from what it was sounding like on my expert opinion, he was gonna try to iron the shit out with Gibbs.
Well, we'll see. Because Gibbs is a hothead. He be trying to
talking that Vice Lord shit, man.
I know.
Almighty don't like nobody.
You too old for that shit, nigga.
Almighty don't like nobody.
Way too old for that.
But you know, ain't shit, but they ain't nothing but rapper ego and nigga ego.
Right. Man. Yeah.
40-year-old Vice Lord, nigga.
Yeah.
It's about as much respect for a 40-year-old GD.
Sit your ass down.
Yeah, take that jacket off. You don't have to wear that jacket no more, man. Like you made it. You made it, my G. All you gotta do is get paper, keep the family happy. You know, make sure everybody got paper and stay keep moving around. You ain't got to do all that shit. But you know, rappers, young men, black man from the hood, from the ghetto, that's always gonna be a thing. I gotta let my nuts swing, and I ain't gonna let nobody test me. So they'll figure it out though. I was listening to Math Hoffa podcast, and he was saying that the shit needed to be, it could have been fixed early on, but you know, it kind of just grew into something else. But the way he was sounding was like, you know, it could be worked on, and he may try to sit down or just call Gibbs and figure that shit out. So hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. How y'all doing, man? What's going on with y'all?
Good. I'm good.
I'm above ground, so you know, I got another opportunity to like make shit happen.
There it is. There it is. Same here.
Getting ready for this, because I'm gonna be in town the weekend of the 13th, and then the following weekend I gotta come back, because the weekend of the 13th I gotta see my daughter off for prom.
That's so crazy to hear you say that.
The weekend after she graduate high school.
Crazy.
The last.
That's so crazy to hear you say that, man. When I would go over there, Yaya was a little girl, man.
Knee high.
Yeah, knee high to a fly's eye. She would come down there and kick it for a little bit. Give me a high five, like, yo, you cool. And then she'd go back upstairs. I'm like, I guess I am cool. Shit, if Yaya say I'm cool.
We just got off the phone with her. We was talking and shit. She always, me and her go back and forth, just, you know what I'm saying, different observations she make and shit like that. And I don't know if I told you, we was talking about, it's probably about a month and a half ago. We was talking about how we view people with special needs and stuff like that. I said we think what we believe to be normal is like something that we can identify with, but we don't think about like outside of that as being something that might be a little bit more uh clairvoyant per se. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't view it a person who doesn't think like us as being maybe a little bit more open-minded to things that we can't comprehend. And
Mm.
we was talking, she brought up the idea that the reason why so many people hate Kanye West is because he don't have the filter that we've been trained to maintain. And she said that she said it's crazy because even though he said a lot of stuff that piss people off, if you really sit back and think about what he's saying, it's like I
A
can't
lot of it be true.
I can't say it's a lie. And then I said, you know, he had a car accident before you was born. She's like, I heard about that. And she said, and I said, you know, they attribute a lot of the violent acts that football players commit to CTE.
Mm.
I said nobody ever thought about like the concussion and all the brain damage he might have even endured as a
That's a
result.
fact.
Absolutely. And then it's
After
been over years deteriorating to the point where now he just be saying whatever.
then you take into account like the mental trauma of him losing his mom, and he never really
Mhm.
grieved because he, you know what I'm saying, he's been in the spotlight. And then you take him trying to normalize what he considered to be family structure in the Kim Kardashian marriage. All of these different things factor in. Like I'm not an expert, but I mean, just strictly based on the rules that they say apply, then I would say that it's a possibility that, you know what I'm saying, there's some mental trauma that he just, I mean, at this stage in the game, who's to say that it hasn't calloused over?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's, I mean, it happens. People get hit in the head and then they're never the same a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? That shit can cause ADHD, ADD, the shit can cause depression, it can cause all types
Dementia.
all types of stuff. Who's to say it doesn't cause what we're seeing in him?
Like
Because
him flashing out uncontrollable
it's not
outbursts,
and it's not to get him, you know what I'm saying, any bail.
a
I'm not
pass.
bail on like a lot of the recklessness, but because we're all capable of it. But just to say, like, you add all the different elements that makes a man free, and then you add that on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you can't say this man ain't probably the most free black man walking the streets right now, dude.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? This nigga literally got himself out of every contract that he said he went out of strictly by saying a few words on the microphone.
He used cancel culture to his benefit, basically.
But he's the idiot. He's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And
Nah, not in this symposium. We don't view Kanye West as crazy. We understand. I ain't gonna say we understand him and his streams of consciousness and what he's trying to do and the message he's trying to relate to you as he does it.
But then you take into account also, like, you know, like there's a whole segment of people who don't have inner dialogue. You know what I'm saying? People who, when they think, they don't hear their thoughts. They kind of picture their thoughts. There's a segment of people who actually can hear colors. They can see sound.
This
You
is
see what I'm-
correct.
And we kind of view that again as weird or strange or sound crazy or some shit like that
I
because
think it's dope when you hit a certain key, like a B flat, and the person can tell you that sounds like orange.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But then you try to, when you ask them to describe it, they can't describe it because you can't relate. It's no different than
Mm.
like a dog. Dogs view the world in slow motion. That's why dog ears exist the way they do for them. You know what I'm saying? Like they can sit away from you for 10 hours and it's been a week for them. So they always coming up to you like they love you because they miss you. You see?
Mm. Mm.
Like our perception is everything. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we have is the way we experience each other in the world on a daily basis.
But
And I
see, even if when you say that, you will run into people where they will go, "Oh, that's stupid" or "That's dumb," and that's the lack of understanding that another person will have for not being able to comprehend what's being told to them. You just said something that's kind of like poignant. A dog. So what we conceive as a year to them is 10 years. So that's why they're so happy to see us. So when you take into context, like just that alone, like people should be able to be more willing to understand, have empathy, and comprehend what's being said to them. And there's not a lot of that.
People will shut the, and then you add on to it, you add the layer of like what we have in modern times, like the cancel culture shit, where we have like a zero tolerance policy for, and it's a liberal mindset. It's almost like the lack of tolerance. I don't tolerate anything anymore. I've been a victim so long, I don't tolerate anything. So all they're doing is shielding themselves from the possibility of learning new things and actually opening up their minds so they could be better expressive instead of divisive in their expression. You know what I'm saying? Like we're somebody said something online. I was watching a podcast, and it was probably the most heavy shit I heard in a while. But he said, if you really think about it, Black people in the United States are probably the most divided people on earth. He's like, we are divided in so many different ways. We're economically divided. We divide each other by skin color, ourselves. We do that on our own. We're divided by our religious beliefs. We're divided. I mean, think about how many different variants of Christianity and Islam we follow.
That alone, you got the Christians that are apostolic, Pentecostal, missionary, Baptist, like all of that.
Hyper judgmental of each other.
Yes.
And we're like, I like to say that we want to blame it strictly on slavery or whatever, but I would like to believe that it's bigger than that, because I see it in even like the African base. You know what I'm saying? I hear Nigerians talk crazy about the Congolese all the time. You know what I'm saying? So is it colonialism? Possibly.
Yeah.
I think it might be even like one of them things where it's like because we're so protective over our tribes, we're tribal, and our tribes we're so tribal that when you don't have here in the United States, because we don't have a culture, we don't have a cultural base, we don't have a community. And because we don't have a community, we like to call it the Black community, but is it really a community?
No, it's not.
It doesn't collect who kind of resemble each other. But when it comes down to it, our mentalities are splintered. You could look online and see how like every time somebody says something, everybody is a jokester. Everybody wants to be the funny person. They always cracking jokes and talking shit about each other. You know what I'm saying? They see something online, a person can win and somebody will find the bad in it. Somebody will, you know what I'm saying? That's just, it's the closed mindedness of it all. Like we could literally like overcome a lot of shit if we just kind of like, we establish a true community. That's why I don't believe in that whole, when people say, man, niggas need to stay on code. We don't even have a code.
No, we don't have no code. Like we don't even have a culture amongst ourselves. So how can you have a code?
Exactly. We don't have meetups. You know what I'm saying? We don't have nothing. We don't have nothing, dude. The only way you could get niggas together is with barbecue and music. And I guarantee you somebody gonna start shooting. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be an argument. Motherfuckers gonna get too drunk and saucy, and then they're gonna get to arguing and fighting.
So
so here's the thing about what you're saying. I agree. I agree, but I don't have a problem with people, groups, tribes having having passion, being passionate about the group of people that you come from. Because I've seen people from Cameroon and Nigeria have these same arguments that we do amongst each other. And I always, and it was, I had an epiphany, but it was weird to see other people do it. And it was like, wow, they doing the same shit that we be doing over here amongst each other. And I was like, and I asked them, I said, what's so wrong with you all agreeing to disagree that you all do things differently? Like, what's so wrong with just saying that? No, you guys do it. No, well, Rice Jollof came from over here. What this is? It's like, look, we know where all food, culture, and music comes from. It comes from Black folks, period. Now, we got to get past that part because y'all, well, you're not African. Well, you because you're Black. You're descended from. And there was this whole thing. I was like, dude, y'all are attacking. Like, get out the mindset of attacking and just understand that it's okay for us to love our culture and love where we come from. But that's not the biggest thing to be worried about. The biggest thing to be worried about is everybody involved.
Bruh, if American Black people and Africans got on the same page, whoo boy. Because think about all of the wealthy African Americans rather, that's here And if they was tapped in with the people who actually got control of certain resources, or even just building that community between both continents in a way that's definitely gonna be a
Industrious
way
and
easier, diplomatic
yeah.
than what America trying to America or any other European country trying to deal with Africa. Like they already have rules in place that are welcoming towards us in certain countries. Like in Ghana, like you literally can just move there and have citizenship just being as a descendant of a slave. You know, it's just certain things that they have set in place in certain places that's welcoming towards us, because they have it's funny because it's like Africans have guilt the same way white people do in a weird way, because they was participating in the slave trade in ways while there was just a lot of we just running up and taking what we see at night. It was a lot of purposeful trading with Europeans that was happening during that time, unfortunately.
Absolutely and perfectly clear. All right. The way this works is this, bro. All right. We talking about this big, huge continent where hundreds of thousands, if not tens of millions of us were at odds in a lot of regions because some were wealthy and some weren't. Some tribes were actually beat out and actually sold off. Some of us were sold to other tribes on that same piece of land. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And then you take into account there's others that were seafarers traveling all around the world, already set foot on this continent.
South America, that's why all them pyramids are there. It might not even have been the people that was there, might have been Africans a long time ago built that and left.
It was.
So you take all of that into account. A lot of people didn't come back strictly because they found it to be lucrative to stay where they were and set up shop. So we take generations of that type of, you know what I'm saying, activity. That division alone is going to start driving the narrative that I'm better than you. You see what I'm saying? We talk about, I'll use this as an example as well. All right. When we were relegated to being Afro-Americans after being called Negroes, and then when we were relegated to African Americans, you know what I'm saying? Now there's the ADOS, the African American descendants of slaves. American descendants of slaves. And then you have the foundational Black Americans, FBA.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You have all of these are all tags that we apply to us or we accept. You see what I'm saying? We have no we have no true identity. We refuse to accept the actual identity that we should all maintain and just have. And that's the one that we all give ourselves and say, you know what, this is it. We constantly find ways to keep on kind of like just splintering off. And that's what closes our mind to the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We keep looking to them for validation. We keep looking to them for information, and that's not the way to go.
They're never gonna give it to you.
Talk about us. And what separates the Africans when they come over here from us is they have an embassy, dude. They have whole political parties that represent them no matter how long they stay gone. You know what I'm saying?
See, this is
back. So if something goes wrong, like that African kid who just got killed in North Carolina or South Carolina or something like that, dude got shot, and I think his family is Nigerian. Dude, they got a whole embassy on their necks about that shit. That shit hit the news so quick. They didn't wait till the tape came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I've said that. I'm so glad that you brought that up, Six, because I literally have said that so many times. Like, it's a reason why they just be shooting us up in the street. Like, most people, if they are American but are second, first, whatever generation, they have ties to a country that they can go back to and have their back. We don't have that because technically this is our damn country. But they don't fucking like us. So clearly, it shows in the way we are treated. Clearly, it hasn't stopped. It just evolves.
It's worse than the likability aspect of it, because the piece that's missing of it is the fact that it don't matter if they like us or not. We don't like us.
Bong bong. That's it right there. That's the one.
Man, we truly do. It's women on what's the name of that fucking that app, that fucking chat app everybody be having those rooms they be talking in.
I forgot the name of it because I had it, but I know what you're talking about. Everybody was on it.
Chicks in there talking about they
Clubhouse.
Yeah, chicks on Clubhouse talking about they love seeing niggas get shot. They can't wait. Yeah, dude. I swear to God, you can find it. They be on Twitter talking that same shit, dude. We got our own women. Our own women want to see us dead.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? All we hear is, dude, we can't win because we don't have any structure. We don't have a community. Family is the core, it's the root of community. Family is the root of community. Women control culture. Men control resources. Men provide stability for the family. Women teach the children.
And without that, this is what you get. This wild ass shit out here right now.
Exactly. And that's why people so close-minded. People.
And here's a crazy part about that. Not to cut you out, but when you think about it, if you have a full household, right? A man and a woman in a household, right? Dual family household, right? It works. When you see the statistics of men now taking care of their children by themselves, single-handedly, single parent fathers, it still is working the same way because of structure. Men provide structure, bro, structure and resource, and it doesn't change.
Yep,
I'm looking at all my homies who are like single fathers now, 6 included. All their kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? They're not felons. They're not wrapped up in the street. They're not caught up in no foolishness. And they know if they try something with their pops, they know what time of day it is. And I hardly ever see them as men, even the ones that are teenagers or older. I hardly ever see them as men raise their voices to their kids.
Kids are more inclined to perform well when they know that their dad will shame them for failure than they will for their mom, because most moms will say, it's going to be all right, baby. You don't have to try that. If you got a D, we'll just try harder next semester. And the dad will ask questions. Okay, what happened? You know what I'm saying? What can we do to get this back on track?
Didn't we go over this already?
Yeah, dads will challenge you, push you. You know what I'm saying? My kids look to me for guidance. I have these phone calls. I get off the phone with Ayana. Jay will probably call me tomorrow and we'll be talking for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Me and Elijah, we talk. All the game I get him, the game I have is useless if I'm not pouring into them. You get what I'm saying? But you think about like all the game that's missing in the lives of these children, because that's why they out here seeking. They out here joining gangs and shit because they seeking. You know what I'm saying? They looking for that. They looking for some camaraderie. They looking for family structure. They looking for somebody to build with. Now, what happens?
Love and respect.
What happens outside of that is what happens outside of that. But that's the absence, because of the we're so splintered, dude. You got dudes around here hate women are hating men, kids hating the elderly hating the kids. Dude, out here jammed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and then the ones who ain't jammed up, we gotta maneuver and finagle our way through this shit without trying to.
We gotta operate in the world full of that.
Say it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and we got to conduct ourselves in a way where it's like we still kind of protective over them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. The same one that'll blow my brains out if I see a cop on his head. I'm thinking, get this motherfucker off his head. You see what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because it's a double-edged sword for us. You know, like I'm trying to do my best to help you out. But at the same time, in helping you out, you might rob me or kill me. Or
on the other side of this, because the game is so convoluted now. And I had this conversation with my kid's mom yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was talking about how like these young girls don't understand or see femininity as much anymore. So now you have, because we were talking about prom, you know, getting my daughter ready for prom and shit like that. And she was telling me what she's seen and pictures and stuff like that. And I said, you ever notice that these girls are dressed like boys, dressed like girls?
Mm.
I said, with fake eyelashes. I said they're cosplaying being a woman because they don't see it every day. So
Oh, man.
they're doing what they think it looks like. They're portraying what they think it looks like, but whatever they see, it's trans. It looks like, you know what I'm saying? It looks like dudes in drag. You know what I'm saying? Girls rather look like drag queens than look like women.
Or look like little girls.
Yeah. So
Young
like,
ladies should not, what they used to say, young ladies should not rush to be old, and neither should young men.
and that's the piece that's really crazy, because all of this could be fixed if we kind of like had a code, if we had culture, we had community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's bugged out. It's bugged out here, man. It's bugged out.
So let me ask you a question, because I don't know, it was a long title, so I don't know a verbatim, but what made you name this episode what you did? Because
I have to name it something. So I that's what I named it. And it was one of the few things I haven't used yet. But it was one of those things we need to talk about anyway, because
Okay.
of what he actually did, right?
Okay.
For those who are listening, you probably wondering, when are we going to talk about Wesley Snipes and comic books and shit like that? We can do it now. Creed opened the door. He's a comic book head. I think 6 is too. Agent Smith isn't on this episode. You know, he ain't really fucking with us right now. He's busy working and doing all that shit that he do. So yeah, he's a comic book head too. But I was thinking about that. I was like, man, because a new joint is coming out this week, or I shouldn't even have said that date and shit. But the new joint is coming out real soon for what's the name of this? I don't pay it.
What, Blade? You talking about the movie?
No. The newest Marvel joint.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Boom.
Oh yeah, that's coming out this weekend.
Yeah. So that joint is coming out, right? Cool. There it is. But I'm looking at the progression of that, and all of that stems from Blade.
Oh, Blade. Oh yeah.
Being as good as it was. At least the first one, and maybe the second one.
Yeah, the third one was a little.
Third one was, they was just overkill at that point.
Yeah.
Most trilogies suck anyway, unless you get to Batman. But even Batman was lackluster at the end. So yeah, I was looking, I was like, dude, they were going nowhere fast. And Blade was just like, no, I got it.
It's weird, because I think what happened with Blade is because it wasn't the biggest, most popular property. A lot of people didn't even know it was a comic book.
Pitch it as
right, they didn't even know. A lot of people didn't know it was a comic book. So I think the reason why it did well is because of that, actually, because it was just like, oh, what is this? Oh, what's this? I got a new movie. All right, cool. And and again, it's just like the WB and all these other UPN, all these other things. Most of the time, when you need a hit, you get the black people, because we're going to support, especially if it's, again, a Wesley Snipes, who at the time, he was in his prime of acting and doing action movies and all of that stuff. So we was going, and then add that layer of a lot of black comic book guys that never really got anything for us. So then we was definitely going to see it. So then it's like, and a lot of us are there, you don't even know we're there, because this guy's like 6 and myself, who on the surface you look at them like, it's a regular. No, I have stacks of comic books, don't get it twisted. And a lot of guys are the obvious ones, just like white dudes, is you the obvious ones, whatever. But we there. So we was there at the show, and the video game guys, all of us intersect. So that movie just hit at a perfect time. And then that led to like the Matrix and all this other stuff came out like right after that, like the year after. So everything that we have now, really, that little pocket from like 90, I want to say like 95 to 2000. It's like everything now is almost built on the stuff that was coming out from then because it inspired or it was things that were created that we still have the aftermath of today.
Blade, byproduct of Stan Lee selling off properties from his Marvel cachet because they were broke. He was running out of money, and it just so happened that when they purchased it, they weren't even sure it was going to actually do anything. But because they were curious as to what the market was asking for, they put it together, and it just so happened to stuck.
Well, go back to the title. Wesley Snipes super believed in the character and he really wanted to do it. And I think he was one of the producers of the movie as well. So, and again, when Blade came out, he was like that nigga. Like he had did a bunch of stuff. He was able to pick the projects he wanted to do. And that was something that he wanted to do because he wanted to do Black Panther, which from what we ended up getting from Black Panther, I'm glad that they didn't try to do it back then because it would have been really bad probably. I don't think that they would have been able to execute what they ended up doing with what we got in what we want to say 2018. I'm not I don't want to get super into it, but just as a sidebar of comedy, and I don't want you to give nothing away because I'm gonna watch it eventually. I still haven't watched Wakanda Forever because I'm the worst. But
wait a minute, Six, have you seen it yet?
Nah.
You Negroes,
you made me feel a little better because I thought it was just me at this point, but I'm being very stubborn. Like I have Disney Plus, like I pay for it. I've watched all of The Mandalorian and watched some episodes twice. So
like, that's some dope shit. I like
right,
that.
but I say that to say I clearly could have watched this movie
at any fucking point in time.
any point, and I'm being very dickish about it. But
no, it's cool. You ain't missing nothing. But if y'all gonna watch it, just have that conversation.
I want to see it just so we can actually for real talk about it. And for some reason, I've been dodging a lot of story points somehow. I think
because when you see it, you're gonna go, yep. When you see it, you're gonna go, man, this is some bullshit, man. This is some bullshit. That's why Six ain't watched it.
And see, that's the thing. It's like it's so long. And for something to be long and you already going into it with this attitude, like I'm probably not gonna love this. Like 3 hours is a long time to commit to that.
I have a habit of I smoke before I watch a movie.
So
as I'm watching it, I'm like just watching it and trying to take in the story. But if it takes like something minor in the movie, like poor acting, to take me out of it. So now I'm dissecting the film and I'm like taking the story and like, because that's what I did when I watched 65. I smoked and I was like, I'm gonna just go in here with an open mind. And there was no helping that. I was like, this is basura. No, we're not doing this. No.
Basudos, bro.
When I saw the trailer to that movie, I was like,
I knew when
I don't know, guys. There's a lot of things wrong with what you're working with right here. Like, just the premise should destroy the universe just in the first 5 minutes. Nothing should exist on Earth. Y'all walking around with technology on Earth before anything like y'all fucked everything up. Just you stepping on something probably fucked up something with evolution. Like, stop it.
The fact that he arrived a day and a half or so before the fucking dinosaurs hit is crazy. That was
not just
and then on top of that, he was able to get the fuck up out of there before it hit. Like, get the man, nigga. If I ever see that movie again, it's only because I'm a masochist. I'm a glutton for bad movies.
Man, listen, man. The fact that they fell asleep or they were in cryo sleep or whatever, right? You in cryo sleep in a spaceship. Y'all ain't got no shields or no technology that'll tell you to avoid an asteroid belt that's headed toward Earth.
What's even more crazy, bro, is this motherfucker. Because the computer didn't do an entire environmental scan of his environment. He steps out of the ship into water. That could have easily just been acid. That could have easily just been
Hot water,
yeah,
a
but
geyser.
Oh man.
and he
Especially when it was.
when he realized that the air was breathable, there's still fucking pollen and shit in the air. His immune system is not adapted to being on Earth in the first place. He should have been dead in the first 5 hours.
First two.
If I'm not mistaken, was that a Jerry Bruckheimer produced or directed film? Because it feels like it was. A lot of things don't make sense at all.
I'm not sure if it was a Bruckheimer joint.
I'm appreciative that live action Transformers exists because of him, but he also made it to where there are 10 Fast and the Furious movies. So that's ridiculous.
Hey, I know a lot of people who love those movies, and they all women. So,
well,
listen,
they just put
Transformers ain't nothing but Fast and Furious with robots, bro.
I agree, but at least it has robots and not and the best part, it doesn't have Tyrese. But was he in one of them?
Yeah, he was in 2 of them, right?
Damn, he still see that Jared Bruckheimer, he get his people. He's like, I'm gonna make you. You gonna work. That's you gonna work. You gonna be in a bad movie, but boy, you gonna be working, nigga. You gonna be working.
Oh, he was confused.
He thought it was Fast and the Furious, and then he was like, "Damn, he's in Transformers."
But, hey, so what are we gonna do the next Transform? Like about that, Tyrese?
About that. Do you want to act like the dumb loud nigga again?
Like I think we've already come to the conclusion that dumb loud niggas is way too much for what we're trying to do over here. We're gonna put you back in those cars over there and let you be like
they already got the other white folks in there yelling, shit blowing up and Michael Mann's explosions and shit, everything blowing up every goddamn where.
Yep.
Like I'll be watching Transformers, like, look at this shit just blowing up for nothing, bro.
Not a damn thing.
And people yelling for nothing.
And it's in slow motion. Don't forget it's in slow motion.
What'd you say, Six?
Have you watched Moonfall?
Moonfall. I think I saw that.
Who was in that again?
Halle Berry was in it.
Oh, it was a sci-fi movie with Halle Berry. Yeah. See, certain things like that, when I see her attached to it, I'd be like, ooh, girl, you is fine, but I am not watching that shit at all.
She didn't even get the grace of being called fine. She done did so many bad movies. The best movie she was in was John Wick 2.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, wait, yeah. I have not seen any of the John Wick movies, which is bizarre because this is like this right up my alley.
Man. What's wrong with this guy, man?
The John Wick movies, the only action movies I really tolerate because they come off as a comic book.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we were having the conversation about Snowfall and the way that, you know what I'm saying, and the way the Power Universe shit is filmed. I'm
right.
A student of the game.
Right.
I'm saying, and John Wick is a live action comic book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
I literally keep getting stuff popping up to watch the first 3 right now, so I should watch it. I don't know why I never got around to it. I'm trying to think. It came out in 2014. I think I had a lot going on in 2014. Maybe that's why I didn't get to
John Wick. The first one was cool. The second one, I would bypass. Like I would tell you.
Oh, you don't even need to watch it.
Actually, the way the story is written, you just come into it. You can pick up at 3. And
oh damn! I don't even have to watch the first one, huh?
Because you're not so. It's just the first one and the second one is kind of like the first one. They killed this dog. He want revenge, right? The second one was The second one was, all right, I want my car, but I'm gonna go get the guy's uncle and father who killed my damn dog. So he goes after the Russian mob. But at the end of it, you like, yo, this. It fell apart. It just unraveled. So you just like, ah. So you pick up at number 3, and that's really like the best one.
Okay, so 3 is the
1 and
best
3.
one. 1 and 3. Okay, I will watch them because
Watch them all, you probably wouldn't be disappointed.
no, I doubt it. I mean, the little clips I see of the action sequences and stuff like that, I'm like, I should. That's why I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. This is shit that I normally would watch. I don't know why I didn't never get around to it. But I don't love Keanu Reeves, so I think that's probably why I wasn't like, oh my god, I need to see this. I never.
Well, this is a perfect fit. He don't have to do a lot of talking.
Oh well, yeah. He tends to pick things where he doesn't have to do a lot. He's smart. He's smart about how he picks his roles.
Good about these movies, and it kind of keeps me drawn in. I haven't seen 4 yet. Is the fact that the choreography is just tight enough where you don't see the goons standing around waiting their turn. You know how it is in movies, motherfuckers be taking turns fighting you, and should be 30 of these motherfuckers, and they just stand there with their hands in the air waiting to swing.
Dive in, waiting on their cue. Yeah.
Like, y'all better gang up on him. What are y'all doing, Dodo Brain? This one person is one man. It's one man.
That's not to say that doesn't happen, because you're always going to get that when you have like a one versus a many scenario.
Right, it's going to be multiple people fighting you at once always.
But there's guns and knives and stuff like that being used. It kind of like if a motherfucker standing in the background, he probably just got shot. You know what I'm saying? That type of deal is one of them.
Okay.
Or he getting up from getting flipped on his head or some shit like that.
Exactly. They thought it out. They figured, well, if you're going to be on the scene, if you're going to be within the frame, we got to have a reason for you to be there.
Right. There got to be bodies getting up and moving around. Like you can't just be getting up, standing around, going, all right, and double dutch, I'm gonna jump in now. Like you can't do that.
This isn't a fucking square dance.
And you kind of like you get a piece of that in 3 when they in the knife when they throwing knives at each other and shit. But for the most part, it was a solid. The 1 and 3 is
on y'all recommendation. 1 and 3, 2 is not necessary. That's great. I don't really.
2 is optional. I would say this: watch like the first the first hour or 2, and then just like, all right, I'm going.
Well, that is 2 hours. That's the movie, ain't it?
Because like my thing is like, because there are certain elements of 2 that kind of set up 3, might have
kind of need to watch it. Well, I'll probably, if I watch the first one, I'll probably want to watch the second one.
Like Lawrence Fishburne is the Bowery King. There's elements, you know what I'm saying? He broke a rule and it kind of like snowballed into some other shit.
All right, I'll go on and watch it. I'll stop.
And you said you didn't see 4, right? 6?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm saving it. I'm saving that time. I'm very particular about what I go sit in the movie theater and watch, bro.
No, you know, I would say wait till that comes out.
I was.
Oh yeah.
I was waiting on my girl to do something, and I went to go to the movies. And the only movie that was available for me to see that looked remotely decent, I regretted even going to see. I could have just sat in the parking lot and waited for her instead of going to see this fucking movie. And I went to go see Knock at the Cabin, and I was thoroughly pissed halfway through that movie. I
saw that shit too, man.
Wait, what was the name of it?
Knock at the Cabin with Dave Bautista, the former wrestler.
Oh, that looks stupid.
Honestly, it wasn't stupid in a conventional way. It just wasn't. It rushed through the set pieces. You know what I'm saying? And the narrative was so contrived in a way that it was like it came off like a children's fable. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody took a children's fable and turned it into a movie
with grown-ups. Yeah. It was. I was. You sitting there watching it. I'm glad I didn't like go to see it. I went to the preview, the screening for it. And when we left out, like everybody was just looking at each other, and I was like, and they was like, so what you think? I was like, wow. They was like, you liked it? I was like, no, that was ridiculous. Like these people were in. Nah, I don't know. These people were kind of like insane, man. People were kind of just like insane, saying that world events would happen or whatever, and you couldn't really figure it out. Because and whatever, man.
Dude, the end scene when they was in that diner,
And they were all sitting around.
everybody sitting around just chilling, watching TV, eating their food. I'm like, nigga, the world ending around you. This where everybody at? You
I
get what I'm
don't
saying?
even think I don't think I would be at a diner, man. I'm trying to make sure my people straight.
Right.
Like you weren't like they weren't in on the reason why. So all they have is the context of what their phones is telling them and what's on TV. There's no fucking reason I'm gonna be in a fucking diner having lunch and planes are falling out the sky, my guy.
If that actually did take place, because we don't know. They were just watching what they considered news to be happening live at that time. And one person was like, yo, this shit is not really happening. Like, look at the dates on the fucking TV. These people are just tied. They got us in here tied up for nothing. This is some bullshit. Like, is it really? Is it really? Next test. I mean, yo, man. Dave Bautista, man, just break my fucking neck, bro. Or just let me go home, bro. Because I'm about to get upset and we gonna fucking fight. And we gonna fight to the fucking death. And I don't mind doing that shit. Like, get your big ass out here with these tight ass shirts and these fucking skinny jeans you got as pants, man. Motherfucker got on scans.
Had some leggings on, some denim leggings.
He had on scans.
Got some jeggings.
Right.
Jeggings.
Some skeins. He had on skeins. I was like, man, what the fuck is this shit, man?
Skeins, male skim skeins.
Hell yeah. Like, man, if you don't get your big ass out of here walking around talking about the world is gonna end, like the world will be punished if we don't sacrifice another person. And then you want to sacrifice this little girl. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. You know, good and goddamn nowhere. No man is gonna sacrifice a little girl to stop the world from ending, bro.
His pants was tight as shit.
Oh man, get that shit out of here.
It's like they came in that little egg that the women get they
Oh no.
Where they get their pennyholes from and shit.
Ooh, you went back. My mama used to get those. I haven't seen that in forever.
egg and shook them out like what? And then slid them on. He rolled them up. Yeah.
Shit, that's what it looked like. I was like, man, this motherfucker Dave Bautista in here tripping, man.
Roll 'em up into it like a little ball, roll them up his legs. You're like, fuck, I gotta run in them.
Yeah, they was like, cut scene, Dave. And he was in the back chafing and shit, trying to stretch the motherfuckers out.
I don't know why I'm stuck on just some like taking some pants out the pantyhose egg.
That's straight old school. Motherfuckers would know shit about that, man.
No, yeah, this part of the conversation, you definitely got it. It's a point where if you're born after a certain year, you're not gonna know what the fuck we talking about, and that's okay. Google it.
They still sell that shit. That shit at Walmart. That shit.
My mama
they
used
do.
to have me go and get them shits for her, man. I used to be walking down the street with a bag, Walgreens bag with eggs.
Compression. Batista walked in some compression pants and shit.
Hell yeah. That's crazy.
The joints the basketball players wear under their shorts. He was just wearing them joints out. Okay.
He had on the Under Armour pants and shit.
He had on some of them Lance Armstrongs. He had on some Live Strong jeans.
Hell yeah. Cheaters edition.
I'm done. You said some Lil Strong jeans.
Nigga, wow, boy.
I want to see this movie just so I could roast his Lil Strong jeans now.
Yeah, the fucking that tight ass shirt, and you could see all the buttons look like they was about to come apart. The shit was like spread apart right here in his chest. You could see his fucking sternum.
Man, every time he moved his hands forward, like the shirt rose up and the bottom rose up. So he's like, yo, this nigga got this little ass shirt.
Rolled up. Every time he moved, all the wrinkles just disappeared.
Oh my God. Big man in a little shirt.
Made out of rubber latex.
I was waiting on him to like power bomb a motherfucker, like clothesline him and shit for not doing what he asked him to do.
How long ago has he wrestled? Because I remember like he was wrestling like a butt end when I stopped watching it, I think, or during a
It's
little
been some
bit.
years, dude. Like that.
Or something like that.
What'd you say, Six?
That's about 6-7 years ago.
Oh, that's more recent than I thought.
Yeah. I think once he got what was that early with that movie role he got around that time? I can't remember what it was, but I think it paid him good. And then he got that Guardian of the Galaxy, and there was something else around it that he got. And
He did Army of the Dead. He did.
I've seen him in some other stuff.
He's a good actor. I can't even.
He's a good actor. He's a good actor. He weird looking a little bit.
oh, he did the movie with the young girl too, right? Where he was protecting her or something.
Yes,
he was a cop or something.
Yes, the big guy, cute kid movie that they always make them dudes do. The Rock had to do it. Arnold Schwarzenegger had to do it. Like they always get you.
Yeah, but he said he wanted better roles for his career because he said he wanted to take it serious. He wanted people to see him in multifaceted roles to show that he could actually act. So he was taking it serious and shit. And it just looks like it's coming around to him.
He didn't want to cast.
Nah, it's and when you have a look like that, it's so easy to get typecast. They'll be like, "Are you the big swole motherfucker for everything?" Dope.
Yep.
No, because The Rock got typecast for a while.
Hey, can you Batista bomb me? I need a picture of you Batista bombing me.
Can you pick me up and carry me around real quick? I want my kids to see this shit.
Oh, I like your. Oh, that's airbrushed on you. I thought that was a shirt.
See, and I feel.
Hey, so do you really have small balls from all the
fucking god,
all the testosterone pills and shit that you take? The steroids and everything. Does it really make your cock shrink?
Now, just the ridiculousness of what you said, I'm actually gonna speak to that because you know what, him being Latino. They probably
Filipino.
say or he's Filipino, some brown that's not as threatening as black. They probably ask him the dumbest shit that they would never ask a black dude. Like the dumbest.
In 2023, there's no question they won't ask a black dude. There's nothing off the table no more. Nigga, once they realize they could molest Terry Crews and get away with it.
Man, when he told that story, I was like, yo, this big, swole, thick neck ass nigga.
This nigga want them rolls so bad he let it fly.
Bro, he went out there and told motherfuckers a grown ass man was molested, fam.
That played in the NFL. We just have to, because people forgot. I have to add that into it. He played in the NFL for a number of years.
And this ain't, I'm gonna say this. This isn't me shaming anybody who's been through anything that they consider to be a tragic scenario, right? Because I feel like some things are out of certain people's control, but this nigga big enough where there's nothing that should be out of his control. You see what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro. Like,
listen, man, they say if you are a healthy man and in shape, toned up, they say you usually have discipline and you can handle yourself very well, or you know how to get people off you. How do you say that again? Say it again, sis.
You don't gotta beat dude ass, but get them the fuck up off him.
Get motherfuckers off you. How are you that big and people are fondling you or whatever they said, playing with his booty or whatever it was? Like, how are people able to just do this to you as a 6'4", 260-pound man? Like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense to me.
Why are you telling people you got finger fucked at a dinner party, bro?
Why it get worse every time? I'm not gonna get involved with y'all fucking every time it get worse.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I didn't get taken in the back at a party, and like every time it gets worse and worse.
Right, like, and then you didn't even say who it was. You wasted the whole story. If you're gonna do
that part, because he still want to get work, so he don't want to mess his shit up. And that's like, bruh, like, no, like that person, like, I'm not letting you live. I'm good. Because
nigga down there stuck his dick in his ass while he was at the dinner party. And he want to talk about it, but he don't want to talk about it.
But you
like,
don't want to talk about. So why you even say it?
Why you can't?
There it is.
You gonna get in the pool or you gonna not? You gonna walk away, nigga. Swimming, walk away, my nigga.
He wanted to be a part of
the what he been
in conversation.
What has he been a part of since? He did all. I don't know. What was he really protecting? He ain't been in no role. He never led a fucking movie.
I don't think. And you, all you had to do is audition if you really wanted to be a part of some shit.
Nigga, they probably he probably talking like every audition they make his ass get naked. Like, nigga, bro.
Maybe they do.
You know what I mean?
But maybe they do. Maybe they be back there. Hey, can you strip down to your boxers real quick?
Put a name on that bullet though. If it's a problem, put a name on it. You know what I'm saying? That way you could protect the other motherfuckers who gonna come behind you.
Exactly. That's the problem. Because they being selfish by not telling, if that's the case.
That's why it's cap. It's all cap.
Yeah.
Turn your mic up a little bit, Six.
Like, that shit all cap, bro. It's all fucking conjecture. Like, come on, bro.
I don't know. I didn't understand it. Like, you did all that to do what? And you were on TV crying. And ladies and gentlemen, we are just poking fun at him, letting other people jiggle his balls and shit like that at parties and everything. But because I don't know what happened, I wasn't there. But from what I do understand at some of these parties, because some of us have been invited, there's some raunchy behavior that goes on. When I know people were invited, you usually go with the homies to make sure that people have your back. You never go there in a situation where you are unprotected, because fuckery and debauchery is popping off, and that's a very serious violation to any person, especially women who are there and they are unprotected and they're taking drinks and falling all over the place at these parties. But for Terry Crews to be 6'3" or however tall he is, to be 250 pounds or more, to be sitting at a party where you pop locking and all of a sudden someone,
shirtless pop locking and shit.
All right.
Like
right.
Like he auditioning for the next Friday movie and shit.
Right. And then all of a sudden 2 men just come up and just start biting on your nipples. Like, how that happens without you giving consent or not hurt or it's not smashing somebody's ears together is beyond me, bro. It's beyond me, big fella. Yeah. How does that happen?
And this the part that's so killer. Supposedly it was in front of his wife. So she just stood there and just
like, baby, we need this money. Don't say anything.
It's okay. I jiggled your booty hole before too. It's okay.
We practice for this. This is the day. This is the moment we prepared for.
Just think of it as one of my dildos.
I fisted you.
Yo, Sixes. Yo. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And remember the mission statement.
All right.
This man is crazy right now. Listen.
Oh my God.
That's a very big gentleman. Most people look at him and go, yo, he's not one to be fucked with.
And that's not even to be taken too seriously though, because you can't just take a person's size. That's like assuming a person that's 6'5" should be able to play basketball.
Very true, but I would still think a guy that size who's been in the NFL knows what aggression is. Like, slamming somebody's head into the wall should be easy for him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fucking choke slam somebody, dude. Get them up off you, bro.
Creed did it a few times with people, man, to get people off of us. So, like, I don't understand what his issue is at any point.
Is there a financial threshold where he'll allow shit like that to happen? So a nigga who make $40,000 a year can't do it, but a nigga who make $5 million a year can
clear. Oh, it's definitely the money, because if it was somebody
full of witnesses and shit,
right? Because
at a dinner party, and this motherfucker come up to you and violate you, and the only thing you got for him is a tweet, and you ain't gonna say his name. You gonna show him the respect of not even exposing him. Bro,
I can't go back on doing your live, the TV show that they got and all this other shit, man.
Yeah, everybody, what is that? Everybody got talent or some shit like that.
Oh, what he got?
Standing backstage. standing backstage and shit with the mic, talking to all the.
Oh, is that what Nick Cannon used to do for them?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nick Cannon too busy having babies. He like, look, I'm trying to impregnate Earth. I don't know what y'all niggas trying to do, but that's what I'm trying to do.
That nigga probably literally trying to do that too. He probably in the backyard right now with a hole in the ground.
Oh yeah.
Practicing, working on it.
Probably walking down South Central with his dick out. Like, I'm a moneymaker.
All these women, this has been the warm up for you, Earth. You be just rubbing the ground and shit.
Earthworms.
Oh,
what is that? Stick his dick in an anthill.
I
What the fuck?
Yeah, the motherfuckers like, what the fuck? Oh shit. I don't know, man, but
Nikki.
Yeah, so I had named it that, and here we are. Talking about fucking men being molested. Do you think they should ever do another Blade? Do you guys think they should ever do another?
Oh, they're doing one. What's his name? Mahershala Ali. Thank you. He's gonna be Blade. Apparently, it was in production in this pause production. I was actually talking to a young lady who worked on it, and she had to be very vague about everything because they make everybody sign NDAs. So
what do you think about like how this Jonathan Major shit is kind of like how it's kind of
I don't know, because now they saying that people, his own friends are turning on him and everything like that.
Really? I mean, if people, this is the thing. If he
went to that same type of dinner party, and he didn't allow himself to get fucked, and now they on his nuts. They were like, "Nah, bro, we taking everything. Since you ain't let me finger fuck you, we taking."
It seemed like that might be it, but at the end of the day, if he actually was smacking this girl up and all of that shit, like
he already said that the video showed that he didn't do none of that.
No, they just saying right now that his friends and everything are taking the woman's side or whatever. But they say there's video showing of him leaving or something, leaving some party or something to go somewhere else.
Well, maybe they seen something an earlier time because that's the thing, we don't know this dude.
That I look at it like this, bro. Anything is possible, but also in this day and age, because there's so many videos or so much footage being recorded at any given moment in time, there is no more privacy. Why should there be an expectation of privacy now? You see what I'm saying? This ain't the Chris Brown era. This ain't when him and Rihanna got into it, and they was in his private Lamborghini. This ain't the Uber with the camera in it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I just look at it like this. You just don't, as a black man, you don't even get accused of putting your hand on a white woman in 2023. I think that's where the problems kind of like stem from, to me.
Right. I agree, because they know better typically to even put themselves in that position.
Everybody who was a friend, that's the line. Like we don't even care that you didn't do it. You just in a position where your name is attached to something like that.
And that's why he fucked up. Like Marvel, because they have these actors tied up into these characters for multiple whatever movies, TV.
Did you turn your mic down, Six? Creed, did you turn your mic down?
No, it sounds the same on my end.
Maybe it's just me then.
But no, like he just is integrated in what they're trying to do. That's why they've been quiet on it, and people starting to come through like, why did you fired him? It's like, look, man, we ruined Black Panther because we didn't want to replace an actor. Like, we gonna wait this out for a second. Hold on. We gonna see what it say. But
Disney's like the morality police too. So
so they really are committed to keeping the integrity of what they have already put in place clearly. And he has not got convicted of anything yet. Now, once that is in there, it's like, all right, then that's do what we got to do. But I kind of, and I feel like, you know, in this day and age, just saying this, people gonna feel away. But I just feel like unless it's definitive that he did XYZ, then why does he have to lose every role, everything that he had set up?
I think it's deeper than that, bro. I believe it's deeper than that. I believe because
So you ain't gonna play along? Okay, cool.
I mean, I feel like it might be that.
They don't even have a history like how long they even been a couple. You see what I'm saying? If they were really a couple, everybody's calling her his girlfriend. He's never said that's my girlfriend. He never even came publicly out and said any of this.
No, they just even when it happened, they said the woman that he was with that night. They didn't say it was his girlfriend.
Right.
And they say, well, she said, he didn't say, she said that she was looking at his phone while he was going through it and she saw something and he went off. So it's just her word. You see what I'm saying? His lawyer told him don't say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing until, you know what I'm saying, we get it all hashed out. What do you look like standing in front of a camera or the news and saying, no, whoa, let me clear my name? No, bro, wait it out and see where it goes.
They want us to do. They want people to do shit that ain't.
No, don't panic.
Right,
go sit in the back and chill. Go sit in the back and chill.
Don't plan it. Just hold on.
You see what I'm saying? And then make all of them look stupid.
Yep, because when you panic and do that dumb shit, that's how they create more stories and they attach more bullshit. And you gotta understand something. You up against a machine, man. They have all these people are paid to do the work that they desire them to do, and they paint narratives about all of us if they need to, from Mike Brown to Tahir Price and Tamir Price and all these guys, even to him now. They know how to paint a story about you, man. They know how to do that. Yeah. That's easy. Oh, he was upset that night. He had been drinking. He was driving reckless. That man probably got up, took his shoes off, and walked home with some shit. You know what I'm saying? It could have been anything, but they'll make it something that it ain't. It ain't no telling what he did. He probably did go to some party and was like, "Yo, I don't fuck with y'all like that, man. I'm out, man. I'm out. I'm not coming into one of these parties and embarrassing myself again." Another strong black man in shape, fit, disciplined. Man. All right.
You think about it like this, bro. It's like there's like three accusations you put on somebody's name that'll never come off, no matter how it play out on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Guilty or innocent. That's domestic violence, any type of sexual assault, any crime against a child or a woman. You know what I'm saying? Those three things will definitely stick to you for the duration of your existence and beyond.
Like glue.
Michael Jackson been gone from this earth, what, 14 years?
Whole documentary about shit that happened, that supposedly happened, and he can't even defend himself.
You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all think Michael Jackson did the shit?
I'm not sure. I just feel like, okay, and this is a person without kids, and you don't either. And I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then I'm sure Six is gonna chime in and probably have a similar sentiment. But if somebody touch my motherfucking kids, I am not just gonna want some money from them. I'm gonna want them to go to fucking jail. All of them people just was coming after his pockets. Every single one of them.
I'm gonna ask you
and it's weird to me. Like, put him in jail.
Purposely leaving your kids around him.
Who does that shit?
To get money out of the situation.
And it's like, I don't believe that the shit went the way that they say it sometimes. It's just saying weird. Oh, this shit in that this funny style too, of course.
Families dead ass sent their daughters over there to entice him, to try to get record deals and all this other shit. My question is simply this though, and you guys don't have kids, but I ask anybody you know who got kids with little kids when they drop their kids off at the daycare. And I ain't talking about some chick crib who got a fucking daycare license. I'm talking about a legit business daycare. How many men work there as daycare providers?
0.
And it ain't. That's not even a role. Most dudes ain't saying, you know what I want to do when I get grown? Work at a daycare. Work at a daycare. You know what I'm saying? Dudes want to be teachers sometimes. They rather coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had point I'm making is this, man. All of this shit is contrived. All of this shit is what I consider to be modern day lynching through the media. You know what I'm saying? Because the same type of energy ain't being focused on all these white people that's supposedly kidnapping all of these kids. None of that energy, but they want to turn the cameras on the niggas and say, look how horrible they are to each other. Look how horrible they are. These are dangerous people.
We're dangerous people. When recently a bunch of kids in foster care all around America have come up missing. No trace, no sign of these kids. They just all of a sudden just fucking missing from these group homes and the system and everything. They just disappeared. So we know it's some bullshit going on there. But to me, I don't believe Michael Jackson did anything. I believe that he answered questions the way they were asked to him. Michael, do you let kids sleep in your bed? And he said yes. Michael Jackson has a big ass mansion with plenty of beds, and he was allowing kids to come to his house and sleep in his fucking beds. And I believe that's what happened.
If I got 13 bedrooms with 13 beds in them, all those beds are my beds.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
True.
So yes, there are kids sleeping in my fucking bed or beds. If someone were to ask me, Matthew, did you ever let your nephew sleep in your bed? Yeah, he did. I slept on a fucking couch. He did sleep in my bed because I wanted him to go to sleep. So that's where it was the most comfortable. I would rather have him sleep in my bed or on my bed than on a couch where he could roll off. That would make sense to me. Mike was just answering questions and laughing about it, and then we'll go home and buy paintings that was worth $300 million and shit like that.
Buying people's catalogs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I just want the Beatles catalog. I like that one song, and I just want the whole thing.
I'm gonna buy Eminem's catalog.
Right. I'm gonna buy half of Sony's catalog. That's what I'm gonna buy into Sony and then just own people's catalog and shit. And that's what he did, man. Like I don't see, there were really no signs that say that he was actually molesting kids or anything like that. And it seems to me that the majority of the kids that were there, especially Macaulay Culkin and the other kid that was famous, the redhead dude or whatever, they said nothing ever happened. They said, yeah, we slept in his bed. He got a big ass room. He got big ass rooms. We all slept in his bed.
Ate pizza, watch movies, play games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all try to demonize that man.
Like, now the real criminal was that monkey. That's what you guys need to check on.
That's when that jiggle my asshole around.
See what Bubbles is fucking doing. That fucking Bubbles.
Have you seen this guy?
You seen when he walks around
overalls
the house
on, and it's a chimpanzee. That's already suspicious.
Walks around naked.
No, you have the overalls. You don't remember his overalls with the striped shirt? That was his little fit.
That was in front of us though.
The pictures.
Right. That motherfucker be in the house like,
you know what I'm saying? Emmanuel Lewis, the monkey and Emmanuel Lewis over there.
Hell yeah, doing ritual dances and shit, getting ready to.
Well, they was trying to ask Emmanuel Lewis, but see, the thing about Emmanuel Lewis, that nigga was like 18, 19 and shit. It's like, I'll just look like a little kid. That nigga, I will beat his ass. He will catch a fade fucking with me.
Can't even dare ask that nigga nothing about that. Now that nigga so damn rich, he's so wealthy and so far removed from that shit. You come ask Emmanuel Lewis some shit about that now, he probably smack you on the head with a stack.
Hell yeah, and sue you for that bullshit too.
He was so smart because out of all, and it's funny because so many people we grew up on like made a bag back when we was kids, and they just did not have the right management. That nigga was like, "Nah, we about to keep this bag. I am not even 5 feet tall. I'm gonna need some money. We got to keep this shit together because I still like dancing with big tall bitches."
Man, none of us never had no money. All them people was Gary Coleman, all them on Tire Bridges. Everybody was coming into money that they had never seen before. They were seeing success that was never taught, that had never come from our environments and all that shit. So
the culture that was new to our people.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Motherfuckers was becoming millionaires within 3 or 4 episodes of a show shooting, being paraded around Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Being given all this love and all this shit, movie roles being thrown at you. Heroin, cocaine, and hookers being thrown at you and shit.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't used to that shit. And then on top of that, there was no way to prepare us for it because there were no other people like us. And the ones that was like us, they were moving themselves out the way, right? You had like the jazz musicians and all the fucking Little Richard, you know what I mean? Like all these different people had already been jaded and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had already been jaded and wanted to be out the fucking way, where they were just upset and you know what I'm saying, wanted they paychecks and shit. So we were just now starting to experience what wealth was, and then hip hop was on the way in too. So it was just so much happening, man. But fuck, man, I don't think Michael Jackson. I don't think he did nothing.
I'm not. I don't think so.
I don't think he did. I think it was. I just think it was all a situation where Mike had his hands on too much shit, and that was a way of, like he said, a public lynching. This is what we're gonna do to get this shit back. It's about to fall over again. Or is it just a camera?
I'm just moving it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I think it was just some shit where they like you said, they synthesized, contrived, fabricated some shit to make Mike look bad. Once they find out, wait, you mean to tell me a nigger got his hands on a Beatles catalog? He owns part of Sony. And then he bought that castle that was like 300 million, 500 billion or whatever overseas or some shit like that. Mike was just buying up shit, man.
He's buying us for shit, going like, I just like all of that. And to wrap it up,
You just put it on my tab. Mike didn't care. Now, R. Kelly, on the other hand, he just, I don't know what his problem was. That was 6 guy though.
I mean, his music was jamming, man. That nigga music was jamming.
6 used to doo-wop him and
I wasn't all up on the whole pulling up to high schools, picking bitches up deal. I mean, like 4,500 years old. You pulling up to the
this nigga was pulling up to Kenwood, Mac and 15 years old.
Hey, tell me, don't you? Hey, you want to go for a ride? Got his dick out and shit. Like, what you doing?
Like, don't you want the new Jordans? Let's go get you the new Jordans. Don't you want some of them?
Y'all want to ride in the Bentley?
Hey, you with the barrettes in the hair. No, not you. The one over there. Yeah, you.
No. The one with the poofy braids, not the one that looked like your mama just twisted it this morning with the barrettes on that. With
side, your feet look like a size 5. Your feet look like a size 5.
You look adorable. Come, you want the new Jordans? You want the new Jordans?
Got on white knee-high socks and ruffles, dressed like a little schoolgirl. Hey, you come here.
Little girl, you know what you remind me of? You remind me of my Jeep. Singing to him and shit. I wanna ride it. Something like my songs.
So I feel like you guys might have sent it to the group chat or I saw some kind of way, but apparently, oh, this is so bad.
Little Aaliyah's got it.
Yeah, he got Aaliyah at like 12 years old talking about her on You Got That Vibe, which that song was from 1992. He wasn't even solo yet. I think he was wait, was that when he was solo or was he still public announcement when that song came
public announcement?
So oh my God. So he ain't even went solo yet. This motherfucker was on Aaliyah.
Well, took Aaron Hall whole style and everything.
Motherfucker don't just wake up one day and be a pedophile. That take practice.
Oh no, I know, but I didn't realize that she was even in his life yet for him to speak
was in the game when he was like 12. You know what I'm saying?
He was with Puff. 14. And apparently, that's something happened in that little situation. But according to Usher, he just had him around things that he shouldn't been around, but nobody necessarily did anything to him per se. But
Tennessee,
that's the safe answer.
That nigga from Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's an hour and a half north of Atlanta. That nigga seen some shit. You don't come from no little small town like Chattanooga, Tennessee, and not see some shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, him meeting Puffy. From what I understand, he stayed with Puffy, lived with Puffy for a little bit while he was writing his first album. You know what I'm saying? His mama let him live with Puffy in New York City. at 13 years old, 12, 13 years old.
You know,
Little Usher's got it.
Before the ink dried on his bill.
Terrible.
You know what I mean? Let's be real. It'll be foolish for anybody to think that music industry doesn't like facilitate deviant behavior.
Talk about it.
It's
Talk
like
about it.
movies, TV, music, all this shit who controls all of it? Do we got to say it? Was Kanye telling the truth?
No, Kanye was telling the truth. We know what's up.
This shit ain't no fucking mystery. You know what I'm saying? When Richard Pryor was alive, he talked about it. George Carlin was alive, he talked about it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't
Privately, you've heard me talk about some of this shit when they throwing deals around. So
I'm saying it's like sometimes some people go, sometimes people don't go. Sometimes people ain't even interested in what you got. So what they'll do is probably relegate you to a writer. How you sitting in the back writing, your whole talent is being, you know what I'm saying, used to boost the motherfucker who will let somebody juggle their balls.
yeah.
Or will juggle some balls. Like, hey, what will you do? Hey, city girl who fucking with Diddy. What do you like? I don't mind getting pissed on. I'll talk about it on this podcast that Diddy gave me. You get what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with it?
what would you do for a bar looking ass?
Like, you can't have boundaries, bro. Lil Nas X, he's a troll. This nigga, I don't even believe this nigga gay, but he'll be gay for pay.
Nah, that dude is gay.
I believe he absolutely is not gay. I believe that he is
He looked like a troll.
He's exploiting himself. He's allowing himself to be exploited for that bag, because he knows
For that butt.
he want to make sure he get paid, bro. That young nigga, like 6'2", maybe 180 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He was in the military. This nigga saw opportunity to get paid. Nigga, like, shit.
Well, and let's be serious real quick. We know that when you sign these deals and when they get you in these rooms and when they have you in front of these what they call stylists, these stylists will dress you a certain way to see if you accept it. And if you accept it, they just keep doing it.
And they have the A&R and the other agents all in your ear telling about what's best for the brand.
Yeah.
What's gonna get you those numbers. Some people already come in ready, you know what I'm saying, ready cooked and in the streets. That's how you get like a little Uzi Vert. That nigga is
ready. Is that pink? Yes.
He gonna sell just because his brand is authentic. You know what I'm saying?
And then again, you get the ones who will be in the dresser room and they'll put the fingernail polish on you, and then they'll put a little bit of makeup on you and arch your eyebrows and shit like that. Then
how you all sparkly and shit, walking lip gloss and your hair all up in a bouffant and shit. Like, I'm a bald head nigga. How I get a bouffant? Got a lace front bouffant.
You know, a lace front bouffant. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Gluing your shit on your head.
Hell yeah.
Your video shoot. Your video about crackheads and shit. And you and that motherfucker looking like Little Richard. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that shit. But it's all about what you're willing to do. And they'll catch you. They'll catch you slipping.
And if you think about it, like, every industry exploits the people that they employ.
Correct.
Yeah. But the difference is like the artists don't realize that they're not the employees. The label is the employee. The label works for them. But but what it is the power leverage is switched. The influence has changed. So they're under the impression that the motherfucker because the record label ain't nothing but a bank, bro. Can you imagine taking out a loan from the bank and the bank like, all right, we'll give you this money, but you gotta suck some dick. That's what a record label do, bro. Record labels give you a loan towards your album. You present the album. Your album is the collateral. That's what the advance money is for. And you just gotta earn hopefully that product can earn back that money.
Hopefully it hit and you can at least break even. You want to at least do that.
And that's why they gotta work so hard touring and doing all of these shows and signing these fucked up deals.
But if you're a person with a certain type of talent and skill, they'll go, you know what, we'll just put the 10, 15, $30 million into them, and we know eventually it'll just pay off.
Well, that is definitely how the record business been going for the longest. I gotta shout out my homegirl who actually has a record label that is
a different format that's more for the artist and is made by an artist, and it's more of a format where you almost having the benefits of a record label, all of the things that it could do for you without having to sign away all your publishing and all of your, doing these 360 deals and all this crazy stuff. It's called hard drive, but
Bro,
it's pretty dope.
The difference is though, is like what record labels used to be able to benefit, how they used to benefit artists. That shit is absolutely null and void nowadays. Like if a person wants to sign a deal, it's just because they don't want to do the legwork.
That's it.
You literally can promote you don't even have to leave your crib. You can, like, what's the dude named Russ?
Push up a button.
Probably one of the most wealthy independent rappers in the game who self-produced, and he used DistroKid. You know what I'm saying? He
and throw concerts in his backyard.
This nigga literally just he probably got features from down there. Everybody want to work with him.
I was listening to some songs man, I feel like
his business model is what a lot of young artists are scared. They're afraid of. They want to get that advance check so they can, you know what I'm saying? It also comes from a situation too where poverty kind of puts you in a scarcity mindset.
Right, of course.
So it kind of make people afraid to take chances and stuff like that. But dude, it coming from nothing also make you want to take chances. Why would you take a chance on flipping a brick and going to prison and getting killed or whatever the fuck? But you want to take a chance on your craft. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's all about what your priorities are, I suppose. You know what I mean? But
and there it is. I'm gonna pause it right here. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We gonna I don't know how we gonna wrap this up because we just had to have a whole conversation off the air about Terry Crews.
And we're not gonna repeat any of the things that we said off the air because we bless him and his family. I'm just gonna say that just for what we said when we weren't recording.
His wife is a European, right?
Is she?
Is she?
I think she's European.
Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She's a colonizer. I don't think she's black.
I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna be like when I looked up Karl Malone and I was like, I know his wife is white, and I was like, she's not. Interesting.
Yo, do you know that they say he has a son that he doesn't take care of?
A son, daughter that was in the WNBA, barely did anything for her too.
In the NFL.
Say what?
He has a son that plays in the NFL and a daughter that plays in the WNBA.
So I guess his thing is like, look, I gave you the super sperm. You making millions of dollars based off of just coming out of my penis. I'm good. Just enjoy that.
I mean, I'll say this. There's no defined requirement for those who can reproduce. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a natural biological thing, right?
Right.
So it's kind of a moral decision to provide and protect for the seeds that you create. You know what I'm saying? Because at our base, we're animals. Most species eat their young, especially like the young that are like disabled or something like that. They special needs, whatever. They get rid of them. They trim the fat. A lot of times, like some species are familial. They keep families and pods together. A lot of other species, mammals included, they fuck this one, go fuck that one, and keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? That the thing that we kind of go off of that kind of, I guess, manages our morality is the fact that we're able to judge and shame. You see what I'm saying? And when you get to a certain level in life, and that level don't have to be financial, because there's niggas out here in the streets who ain't got nothing. They able to pull them same moves that he pulled. So that means that when women are going and you're that dude, you kind of don't have any reason to be restrained. You see what I'm saying? Because who gonna stop? what's gonna stop you? You know what I'm saying? I got an uncle who got a bunch of kids. You know what I'm saying? He was in the military. He went out and was getting pussy. You know what I'm saying? Women found him attractive. He was out there fucking, and he got a bunch of fucking kids out here. I got a bunch of cousins. I got majority of my cousins are his kids. not spread across the siblings. The majority through him. You know what I'm saying? By himself. He's pretty much guaranteed his bloodline goes on. And that's what it comes down to if you think about it on the biological level. The morality component to it is making sure that those children thrive. You know what I'm saying? That they're provided for and they thrive, that they become something, and that they get your guidance and don't have to depend on the guidance of somebody who may be predatory because they're under your protection. When you like Karl Malone, who got access to all the pussy in the world, who got access, you know what I'm saying? He chose to do the same thing Magic Johnson chose to do in terms of like just getting pussy.
Running them up.
Yeah, but there's also claims that he
the young chick, the young girl.
Yeah.
Think about that though.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about that.
But see, that's another thing. That's a story that we know of on him, right? How many players are in the NBA?
450.
400, yeah.
450 players. He can't be. I wouldn't even say he would be 1 to 5% of the NBA. I guarantee you, his story is just a story that's uniquely told because he was so big. Imagine
not just that he was just so big, but the way he treated people too. I think that was the other part of it.
He didn't ensure his secret remained safe. He didn't do the things that most of these players, a lot of these players are actually paying their money out. They making sure that these women are, you know what I'm saying, signing
taken care of to a degree. Didn't he? I think he came at Kobe's wife when he was on the Lakers. Like he just did. He's like trash.
He was reckless.
Carl's with a K, I tell you, man. I tell you.
And that's just on that far end of the spectrum. This ain't even talking about like these niggas we see every day. These the niggas that I already make a moral decision. I'd never be cool with a nigga who don't take care of his kids. You know what I'm saying? I can't see that, because if you ain't taking care of them, you ain't got they back. How the fuck you gonna have my back?
Bomb.
Yeah, because you're a reckless motherfucker.
Right.
And you have no discipline.
And that's a part of the whole thing, man. But also, I gotta say it though, bro. It's like these niggas wouldn't have they ammo wouldn't matter. Their existence wouldn't matter in that world of conversation if women just say, you know what, I'm good on you. You see what I'm saying? Women control sex, bro. They throwing it at this type.
The dumbest, like, how can you hurt me the worst? Ooh, you are the sexiest man ever. That is what they equated to. It's kind of stupid, like to the point where I literally be advocating for shorter men when I be talking to women in conversation, because a lot of these times I talk to girls, I'm just like, I don't even know. I know ain't nothing gonna come from this. Let me drop a little game on your head. You ain't gonna listen, but I'm gonna just drop some on your head real quick. And they all come up with every way to rebut what I'm saying. I'm just like, man, we know. All the tall guys know. So you need to stop sticking to us, because we know we it, and you gonna do more extra dumb shit for us. So maybe for your own happiness, that short gentleman that got swag, that's cool, that will take care of you, that's probably still taller than your woman ass, because y'all want people fucking gigantic and be 5'3" and don't make no goddamn sense. Like, that's what annoyed me about it, because I'm just like, so you're 5'2" and a dude can't be under 6 feet? Like, tell me how that makes sense, because a 5'9" man can get stuff from the shelf from your little midget ass still.
Dude, I told somebody this. I said because they have the opportunity to make these choices publicly and live with these choices publicly, right? They they actually fuel that problem we're talking about with the Karl Malone situation, right? By being like, this is what they do. They, in their mind, when they're choosing men, they choose men the way kids are allowed to choose the clothes they wear for the day. They just piece some shit together. You see what I'm saying? They have all these specific favorite pieces that become one outfit. All their favorite ideas and shit in a man, they try to pick them out in one dude. So they want a 6 foot dude who makes some money. They're gonna chase a 6 foot dude who got some money. They might not even realize they don't qualify for this nigga. This nigga ain't even checking for them. But what they can do is try to sexy it up, and hopefully he'll fuck. Even if they don't get the relationship, they just want the attention. And it's a bonus if they get a baby out of it. You see what I'm saying? Because now it's a possibility he might stick around. You see what I'm saying? It's fucked up, bro.
It is fucked up out here.
Crazy, man. It's like, how did we get here?
Oh, we could talk for 2 or 3 more hours talking about.
But we won't. We won't. What we're gonna do is we're gonna shut it off here. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Link Up. We did not stay on the main topic for too long because man, that's what we do. And as always, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken. You betcha.